Hi everyone, it's Birdie. Welcome back to my channel at Positive Bluebird. So I'm going to start off by letting you know that I had to take this thing out of my hair because look at it. It's a mess. And I tried to fix it and made it worse. Tried to rubber band it. It wasn't going to work. So what happened was the little clippies that are attached to the hair strand was pulling on my hair and it wouldn't stay in there. And then it stopped bending where you clamp it. I don't know how to explain it, but you have to snap it. Like you bend it and snap it into place and it wasn't working. And besides that, watch what happens with this thing. When you gently brush it, right, the best that you can, look what's happening at the bottom, watch. All the pieces here are slipping out. They're just falling out. See, look at all that. And it was coming out tons at a time. And my dog, who likes to be the vacuum, is licking up these hairs. I've seen it in his poo. And my cat, I'm a little bit nervous that she's going to do the same thing if she's licking her paws all the time. So I don't want to do that. So this is just going to have to go away. All right. What I did come up with and found in the closet, and I'm not being sponsored and I'm not sponsoring this product, but this is something that I do use from time to time and I do like it. I don't have the greatest camera, but it is from Garnier, and it's called Color Styler Intense Washout Color. And it is blue. Blue Burst is what it's called. It's very liquidy, so you have to be careful. I already put some up here in the braid, even though it looks kind of dull. Like on film, on camera, you guys, it doesn't really look bluish teal. I don't know why, I think it's just the camera, but it is sort of a bluish teal color because this dark blue against red is coming out a different blue. I mean, you know, it's just like crayons, right? Blue and red make purple. All right, so I'm going to show you, and it does leave a stain on your hand for about a day, but I'm using this cotton swab thing. I don't know what you call that. I'm going to show you on a piece here. I'm just going to comb this little piece, maybe a little bit bigger. Okay. And I'm just going to put it on the hair strand, wrap it, and rub it in. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is on there. Can you guys see it? And then you just keep putting it on to your liking. See? Yeah, you can see it. Isn't that cool? So you guys, this will stay in your hair for about maybe 4 or 5 days. It's going to wash out every day and it's going to get a little bit lighter and more faded. But you can add a little bit more each day. See what I mean? So I'm going to wash this off quickly, but it will stain your fingers for a little bit. They say like rubbing alcohol should get it off and a little bit of nail polish remover. So be careful. Use it over the sink, obviously, and on a cotton ball to get it off your fingers. Okay, so let me show you. Do you guys see it now against my red hair? So I am just going to quickly brush that in. What do you guys think? This side I'll have to fix, but this is the end of the braid. The braid's not as great as this one little strand. So that's all I'm going to do. So what do you guys think? It's pretty cool, huh? It's better than trying to fidget with that hair piece thing. It was cool while it lasted, But I can't even stand the eyelashes either, you guys. That was cool for a while too. And that only lasted for about 3 days. So, but the good news is, and I don't know if you guys can see this with the white background here, but there are some eyelashes growing in. I don't have the mascara on to show you, but when I do the mascara, you can really see the eyelashes finally coming in after that Cytoxin treatment 5 years ago. The doctor did say it was going to mess with hormones and all kinds of stuff internally for quite a while. Because it stays in your system for quite a while. And Cytoxin is used for cancer patients going through chemo, but it's also used to treat other conditions. And so at the time I was put on it for the kidney diseases when I relapsed, but unfortunately my kidneys did not respond well. So my nephrologist has a plan in the future. So when I get my blood work, my routine blood work and lab work next week at Quest Diagnostics, they will use a special microscope because I have the rarest kidney diseases in the world. And they will check for creatinine and protein levels again. And at times, my nephrologist will check for lupus or MS. And so far, he said he can't see anything that's coming back. But we must remember there isn't a single blood test to diagnose certain things. Now, a lot of people say that there is blood tests now to diagnose fibromyalgia. I'm not aware of that because my rheumatologist at the time said there was not a blood test for that. But again, I don't know. There could have been some new technology, medical stuff, whatever. But they do check you, and I'm not going to tell you how they check you because that just gives it away, and then you're going to be like all prepared. But there is a way that they check your symptoms for fibromyalgia and other symptoms. But my primary doctor is wondering if I even have fibromyalgia at all. She's wondering if I've been misdiagnosed by accident because there are so many autoimmune diseases, you guys, such as lupus, fibro, MS, Lyme disease, and other health conditions that mimic each other. And it is extremely difficult to diagnose. It could take years. So I'm going to describe to you what's been going on. But I did find a rheumatologist in this area of Arvada. They're waiting for my other rheumatologist. Did I say rheumatologist? I found a new rheumatologist, but the old rheumatologist office has to forward all that medical history and stuff before I can make an appointment. But my symptoms, you guys, have progressed quite a bit. I don't feel that it's stress related because I've been managing my stress really well through my regular therapist and the at-home therapist. Everybody's going to go through stress daily, weekly, whatever. But I feel that I'm managing it to the best of my ability. But what's been going on since my son was born 16 years ago has progressed in the last 20 days to a daily thing. And I'm a little bit nervous about it. In no way should anybody diagnose themselves from the internet, but it's okay to do a symptom checker. Write down your symptoms, write down your fears, write down what's happening, make a log, do the times. If it's happening all day long, write the times down. But don't diagnose yourself. Don't freak out. Just say, hey, doc, I seem to be having all these symptoms as these people do with MS. Who should I see? What should I do? Okay? So what's happening with me on a daily basis that's very frustrating is here's the floor. Here's my foot. Okay? Pretend like this is both feet. Because both feet, not simultaneously, but switching off throughout the day, could be the left foot at times and it could be the right foot at times. This is the floor. This is my foot. These are my toes. When I'm walking, okay, my toes are curling under me and I'm falling forward. Just walking and my feet, when you pick up your foot to walk and take a step. So instead of taking a step, my toes are going under and I'm falling forward. Each foot separately. So it's not both feet at the same time. Okay, so I just step down and I go like this all day long. I have checked my shoes. It's not my flip-flops. It's not my tennis shoes. It's the way my feet are not working well, taking normal steps one in front of the other. My thinking pattern at times, I know people say with fibromyalgia, you have fibro fog. So instead of putting the coffee mug in the microwave, we would tend to put it in the freezer or in the dishwasher. One day, my husband at the time was going to start the car, but I had my house key in my hand, and I tried to put the key in the dashboard and turned it. And my foot was actually on a fake brake pedal. So there's a lot going on up in here. I've seen a neurologist. When I last went to the hospital a couple of years ago, they did say future vasculitis, and they said something else, but I can't describe what that word is, that terminology. And they said to look out for those things. Well, how ironic that it said future vasculitis is a possibility. I looked up vasculitis. It's an autoimmune disease related to lupus and other autoimmune diseases. Well, years ago, when I broke out with all the skin lesions on my legs and my arms and my chest, I don't know if you can see scars. Do you see all those scars? Broke out with all of these skin lesions, and I still get them periodically here and there, okay? I used to be able to see tendons and veins, and I was freaking out. Oh my God, is this flesh-eating disorder? So I went to the ER because it was hurting so bad. And my doctors at that time, because they retired and, I found other doctors, but at the time they were fighting over my diagnosis. The dermatologist did a skin graft and he said it came back positive for lupus vasculitis. The other doctor, who was the rheumatologist at the time, fought it and said, no, I think it's medication induced. Okay, I'm no longer on 8 different medications as I was years ago. For the last 5 years, I've only been on 2 meds. Even though I will admit 3 years ago, well, no, I'm right. 5 years I've only been on 2 meds because time has flown by. About 8 years ago, I was on 8 different meds from a different doctor trying to be my psychiatrist, thinking it's all in my head. So she put me on psych meds, and that caused a lot of problems. So I've only been on lisinopril since my son was born 16 years ago, and it's a blood pressure pill. It also treats the kidney diseases. And I'm on gabapentin for the pain of the neuropathy in my feet and hands, and for the fibromyalgia pain when it works. So I don't know if the neuropathy is causing me to roll my feet and trip. I don't know. So the new rheumatologist will be able to guide me in the right direction if I need to see a new neurologist, because the neurologist said when he looked at the exam from the hospital, he didn't see any major concern, but he didn't see what was actually happening under the skull and on the brain. But what he could see was that, yes, I had white matter, but very little to be concerned about. White matter is when the fatty tissue of your brain that protects the brain dissolves and goes away. And I don't remember the full explanation on that, but he said he couldn't see actually what was happening to the inside of the brain. But on the outside and on the skull, he didn't see any major concern. He's not saying that, but he wondered as well if I had lupus or MS. And so he is guiding me, just like the other doctors are telling me, you need to see a rheumatologist, and then that rheumatologist can go from there. They are the primary stem doctor for all autoimmunity, and then they will lead you to other doctors. So I'm hopeful, I'm excited. I know it sounds crazy to be excited, but you guys, I have not been taking care of myself by accident because of state issues with Medicaid, Medicare, lack of providers, lack of doctors that take the insurance. And now look what Trump is trying to do. He wants to get rid of Medicaid. He wants to get rid of Medicare. He wants to get rid of Social Security, disability income, housing. I'm not going to go into what I feel about him, but because I don't do that here on my channel. But you guys reach out to your independent specialists like I have, which are connected to your independent living if you have them. If you don't, reach out to your nearest human services and say, I have way too many disabilities. Can somebody help me? They will find the right independent living specialist group. And then that independent living specialist, which is IL, they will be your advocates and they will also help you find the right care that you need. If I have to have a walker here in the apartment, then I will, because I know my kidney specialist has been wanting me to have a walker because he doesn't want me to fall and hurt my kidneys. But my concern is I live on the top floor, and how do you take a walker outside and down the stairs with a dog? So I'm meeting a little bit of some roadblocks. So I will figure that out, you guys. I'm not giving up, and neither should you. I'm on a mission. Take care, guys. Hope you like this vlog, and if you kind of have symptoms or anything that concerns you or a loved one, please reach out to the right people and ask me anything. Peace out and stay positive, everybody.